Hey, what is up, everybody? This is on your six. Today, I am doing a 5 great grinding spots video. My first great grinding spot that I use, this is my favorite of the 5 that I'm showing, is in Bankarai, and north of the city Evermore, in North Glen, is where this location is. This location is great because it has a lot of mobs, it has zombies, so you're leveling up your fighter skills. And also, out of the grinding spots that I've been to, this one, it doesn't seem like it's very populated. Maybe a lot of people don't know about it, but there's definitely a lot of mobs, so it's kind of spread out. If there's too many people there, you don't really run into them too much. So this is my first pole right here that I usually try to go to. This is my favorite pole because it seems like it's quite large compared to like all the other poles in this area. So I usually come into the house right here so I can focus fire and bring all the mages in. Usually if I'm out in the open, the mages just like to stand there. So I bring them all into this house here. I don't have my training gear on because this character is pretty high up already. On my warden, I have all training gear on. That's a must when you're grinding and using your XP potions. Training gear, you gotta boost that XP, but I can't really see from here. I'm getting over 20k with rest experience and just normal PvP gear. But this is kind of my second grind pole. I'll bring all the zombies over here, but that's the thing. This area, it has a lot of casters in it. If you know how to ring them in, it's a little bit easier. But always try to pull in the zombies. The zombies come to you. The casters, they like to run away. So this is definitely one of my favorite grinding spots that I'm going to continue to use. It's not very well populated, which is awesome, which makes it one of the best. I've had other places like in the Rift I loved, but now since it's one Tamriel, there's just too many darn people here. And this is kind of like the backside of the North Glen grinding spot. As you can see, there's a lot more casters around and it's wide open. I'm moving into more like the camp area, but definitely a lot more casters, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. If you got some like caltrops, maybe that'll help out a little bit and get some damage on them. Usually I just kind of skip the casters if they're too far out, and I'll just go to the next grinding spot because there's tons and tons of mobs to kill here. And you just do one big circle around the area, and I go back to my original point, which I think is my largest pole always. So I always want to get back there every like 3 or 4 minutes and get that large pole, and I'll keep doing that routine. It doesn't seem like too many people bother me in this clip. I think I saw one person while I was here, so that's very, very good. I'll give this out a 5 out of 5 in terms of grinding. My next spot here is into Shawn, and this is another less populated one. If you can see right here where I am, I traveled this way shrine here, and more in the bottom left half of Shawn. And I'm running around. This is kind of how it is. This one's also a zombie kind of place, which is good. And it doesn't have as many large mobs. Up on the top where I'm going right now is the largest pole, I believe. And I ring everyone in, and I just kind of shoot them in. And this one does have some casters in it too, which kind of is annoying. But the largest pole up on top, like I said. And this one you can kind of go like in a circle and eventually come back up those stairs that I was in. The bottom half doesn't have that many large poles, but the benefit is that there's less people. And that seems like it's a major problem with one Tamriel as you're trying to grind up. People always in your spot. Yeah, you can go to Sky Reach and grind, but it's hard to get like a group just to grind, it seems like. I can't find whenever I go. I'm always spamming in chat and no one wants to do it with me. I spam in the guild chat, no one wants to do me, so I'm usually out grinding solo. So these are my spots that I go to that are a little bit less known to the majority of people. I'll show you more spots that I love to go to before like the one Tamriel update, that I would just sit there for hours and hours and gains tons and tons of XP. They're great spots, but now with tons of people going to them, they're just not effective anymore. You just can't do it. You just can't. It doesn't yield as much XP. And this one, I like. It's low-key, casual. It has the zombies there, so you can level up your Fighters Guild. And if you have those passives, you can get some ultimate points and lay down your ultimates a lot quicker, just like you would in Skyreach. But this is the bottom half. It's not as populated, which kind of stinks. Moving on to my next location here. This one's in Stormhaven. And this one I run in and some guy's already sitting there. So this one's a little bit more populated, it seems, but we're killing ogres. And as you can see my loot there, we're gonna get some loot if you're looking for ichors. We're here. Excuse my pronunciation of shit. I'm not really good at figuring shit out. So just go with it. But this one, it just seems like a smaller circle than the other two that I kind of described. I'm just going along with this person. Try not to be a jerk. Try not to be a jerk when this guy's pulling all the mobs. So I'm just waiting to see where he's kind of bringing everything and then grinding him down. I have my way I like to do this stuff. People have their own way. You definitely don't want to be a jerk and interrupt. I always hate it when I'm grinding and some guy is following me and he's picking off 2 or 3 guys at a time. Like, dude, just sit back. I'll bring them all together and we can kill them all together at the same time. It'll take like 5 seconds compared to like going to each person and killing them one by one. That's really annoying. But follow him around. This is kind of a low-key spot. I like this spot. Not as many people here as my next one. My last spot, I would give that maybe a 3 out of 5. This one, I'll give it maybe like a 3 and a, can't really do it with my hands, but like a 3.5 out of 5. You can get some big pulls, and the mobs seem to spawn in time as you're running around this circle. And it's nice and convenient. I do like it. I'll sit here more, but with more people coming to this spot recently, I think I'll go here a little bit less often. Or if I'm looking for specialty items that I'm trying to find, maybe I'll go here more. Like, I mean, we're killing bears and ogres. That's what you find here. So it seems like a lot of places you can kind of determine what you're looking for in terms of loot. Then where are we going here next? Oh, this is one of the oldest kind of grinding spots in the game. El Khazur Desert, going with it, north of the city, as you saw on my map. Excuse how I pronounce this stuff. My head over it. My reflexes are so fast, nothing goes over my head. Ta-da! Now, well, this one used to be one of my favorite grinding spots. When I'd get my training gear on, my XP pots, my Rex XP, the back pull on this, I could get 50 to 60k XP in one pull, and that's quite a bit. And then the top areas around here, I would maybe get like 25 to 30 XP. I would come back up here. As you can see, everything's already freaking dead. So this was a really nice spot back in the day. One Tamriel, maybe if all the kids are sleeping, I don't know. But I would pull, this would be the largest pull area right here. And the other guys already have it in back of me, and I'm like, where are all my mobs? They're already killing them. They don't want to group them together. They're being dicks. That's the way I see it. So I would maybe give this one like a 2 out of 5, just because there's too many damn people. This one would be maybe like a go there and see how many people there are there, but there's always going to be people showing up at some point in time at this location. So maybe avoid this location. Definitely at prime times, if it's, I mean, like 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning at your location. Check this place out. Then also there's a different area here. You can go to the docks and kill some zombies too. And it kind of relieves like your pull if you kind of get bored in one area and there's too many people in the other area. But this other one, this was always my favorite. It's in the rift at the far right side of the map. But head over to this location and you'll find a bunch of people here too. It's very popular. People like this spot for actually gaining loot and then selling it. really fast. It seems like it yields a lot of gold that way. You're getting items that drop instead of like the ichors and the greases and that kind of stuff. This is the bottom pull that I do with all the zombies. Usually people up top never do this pull, and it seems like I get like 20 zombies on the bottom here. So every couple of minutes I'll come back down here, I'll grind them away. I don't have any of my AoE stuff on, I was just PvPing, but I can bring everything down pretty quickly. Still, so that's the bottom pull. Come back down here every 3 or 4 minutes, maybe every 3 or 4 pulls up top, and the zombies will be up. I usually collect them around this area, and I'll bring them back to where I was. So, running up top, now you can see there's tons of people here. 3 people. So I'd usually go in a circle, I'd collect them, and I'd go to this area where that mage is, and then I would burst everything down and get the 2 zombies at the bottom, and then do what I'm doing, but it's hard to collect everything the way it is with one Tamriel. This one, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 5 in terms of getting XP, just because there's too many darn people. Skyreach, if you're in a group, is good. I'm hearing like other places in DLC areas, public dungeons, like in Morrowind ESO, is good. But go ahead and give me thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to do more Elder Scrolls videos in the future. But these are my 5 great grinding spots right now.